In February 2026, an early morning flight took us out of the snowy East Coast down to Barbados. We would be staying at Wyndham's Sam Lord's Castle Resort. And while our final approach into Barbados made it look absolutely gorgeous, but I'm not going to lie, after a long flight and some real long lines in immigration, I was kind of in a crabby mood. I'd never been here before. Would our hotel be nice? Yes. Yes, it would be. Now, I don't know if I was just unusually anxious or just itchy to be somewhere, but the 20-minute drive from the airport to the hotel seemed to take a lot longer. When you arrive, you go to reception, they take your information, and then you're seated until they have a room ready for you. These were pre-cruise days for us, and the cruise line had taken care of our 2 nights of accommodation. After checking in, our walk to the room gave us our first oh wow experience. And there would be more oh wow views, but first let's take a look around the room. Overall, this was a very modern, very clean, very pleasant room, very comfortable. The bed faced out toward the balcony, and it was spacious enough to have other places to sit or put your things. During our visit, the ceiling fan was all we needed to stay comfortable, and the room offered an admirable selection of amenities. We were equipped for tea or coffee, and I forgot to make video of the complimentary drinks in the minibar. Oh well, there were nice robes, and the room safe was large enough for laptops. Now, the bathroom layout was a little unusual, but it offered twin sinks, a large bathtub, a separate shower stall, and then with its own door within the bathroom, a square toilet. This was the view from the bed to the very pleasant balcony. It was also the view from the bathtub if you left certain doors open. Now, we had reached our room about the same time that a rainstorm had reached the resort. And that was fine with me. We had a great front row seat for it. But I wanted to look around, and so, despite the storm, we did. As you can tell from the map, this is a pretty large property. It has a lot to offer. If you go back to reception, you have this large atrium which is open on both ends, and this artwork. But let's not kid ourselves, the main event here is the ocean view. Looking back at the videos, I'm realizing I never actually went in this fantastic pool, but others did, and they all seem to be having a great time. I know you don't see them, take my word for it. If you wanted to be outdoors under the sun, you could. Wanted to be outdoors under an umbrella, you could. You wanted to be outdoors in a reserved cabana, you could. This resort is well planned for spending time outdoors. It's not hard to see why. Take a look. And don't forget to look back up at the hotel. Sam Lord's Castle Resort is all-inclusive, which means that your meals are included as well. Do figure out your dining ahead of time though. A couple of the places require reservations. But here at the Mediterranean Market, it was all included, even beer and wine, and it was a good buffet. Lots of good choices. The ones that were more Caribbean themed were served differently and so weren't quite as photogenic. At night it got dark just like it does where I normally live, but it didn't get all that cold, and so it was a good time to take a walk around the property. And that led me out to the courtyard where you arrive. You can tell it was a bit windy, and I suspect it's a bit windy here most of the time. That sort of comes with the spectacular location. And so you can go back out through reception and walk out the stairs where you arrive when you first get there. And when you walk out far enough and turn around and look at the hotel again, you'll see some strange but fun and colorful lighting. The 2 wings that make up the courtyard also contain a number of the hotel's amenities. At 8 o'clock on a Saturday, the fitness center was not exactly hopping, but neither was the lounge. Too late to exercise, too early to dance? The spa was closed. The ballroom was hosting a private event, a wedding I think, but huzzah, there is an ATM on property. Fast forward to the next morning, because now it's time to walk down to the actual Sam Lord's castle, and also let's check out the beach up close. And while we're doing that, I do have a favor to ask of you. If you like this video, would you mind hitting the thumbs up? And if you like this channel, would you mind subscribing? It really helps get the videos out there for others to see. I don't mind at all sort of being a micro channel, but you know, when you put this much time into it, you hope some other folks will see it. Anyway, let's keep walking. The Sam Lord's Castle Resort is named after, surprisingly, Sam Lord's Castle. So what was that? Well, just barely off the grounds, there it is. It was a 19th century mansion, and I'm going to guess you know that the owner's name was Sam Lord, but you might not know that he was considered a pirate. By the lore I came across, he was more of a wrecker. He used lanterns to make the ships run aground, and then he would plunder them. After a devastating fire in 2010, this is pretty much what you see. Here you also find the Castle View restaurant, which has a view of the castle while you restaurant. The grounds of the resort have been meticulously landscaped and maintained. And throughout this video, you've been seeing the incredible blues and turquoises of the Caribbean waters. You know, actually with Barbados, they might be Atlantic waters, but you get the idea. However, the resort's beaches were not immune from the scourge that is affecting all of the Caribbean. That would be sargassum, and lots of it. So while the water beckons you and the beach is very inviting, this potentially stinky seaweed kind of keeps you out of the water. Now, I'm not a super beachy person to begin with, so I was okay with it, but still. Yeah, sorry, this doesn't make me want to go wading. It's not Sam Lord's fault, and if I explain whose fault it is, this becomes a science video. So let's switch back to taking a look at the hotel and the man-made amenities. As I mentioned, we were here for a couple of pre-cruise days, and for that purpose, it's really a great place to come, very comfortable and attractive. But go ahead and watch these last 20 seconds. I saved the best for last. If you do come here, keep your eyes open because they have several stray cats, and the cats are friendly.